Hi, this is Pastor John with the last episode of What Was Jesus Up To During Holy Week. Today is Saturday of Holy Week, and we don't know much about what happened on that day. We do know a few things about what people around Jesus were up to. We have a hint of what Jesus was up to in 1 Peter, when Peter writes to the church about the difference that Jesus made by dying on the cross. He said, Jesus suffered for our sins once for all time. He never sinned, but he died for sinners to bring you safely home to God. He suffered physical death, but he was raised to life in the Spirit. So he went and preached to the spirits in prison, those who disobeyed God long ago when God waited patiently while Noah was building his boat. Only 8 people were saved from drowning in that terrible flood. And that water is a picture of baptism, which now saves you not by removing dirt from your body, but as response to God from a clean conscience. It is effective because of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. There's just a phrase there that gives us a hint of what Jesus was up to on that Saturday. Though his body lay there in the tomb from Friday night when the Sabbath began, all through Saturday, and then early into Sunday morning, though the body lay there in the tomb, the Spirit of Jesus had gone literally to the place of the dead to go out and seek, as he did in life, to seek out the least and the last and the lost, those who had been disobedient, offering them the grace and the good news of God that he had brought to the world. And so it seems so much like Jesus to keep on seeking and searching after the lost. Thank you, Peter, for offering us this window into what happened that day. That's found in 1 Peter chapter 3. Now, the people around Jesus, what were they up to? Guards had been placed at Jesus' tomb. There was fear from the chief priests that the disciples would steal the body and then fake a resurrection. The women who followed Jesus, they were getting spices and perfumes ready to properly anoint Jesus' body for proper burial. Again, on that day, everything had turned dark and gloomy. Not just weather-wise, but their souls were darkened. The followers of Jesus, the men and the women who had followed Jesus for so long, they didn't know about Easter yet. He had told them that he would rise, but it didn't make sense to them. No one saw this coming, and no one saw Easter happening. No one planned for it. They were planning to say their final goodbyes to Jesus. The good news on that Saturday is waiting to burst out into the world at dawn the next morning. And the next morning would make a difference. It would make a difference when it seemed like God's work had come to an end in Jesus, where God was thwarted, where God was defeated. It turns out that no, death itself, sin itself is defeated. And everything that holds us captive, everything that keeps us bound up as human beings is cut free by the resurrection of Jesus, who triumphs over death and the grave, over sin and death, and gives us new life. On Saturday, they didn't know that, but they soon would, because Sunday is coming, and it always comes. With God, we give thanks that as we anticipate Easter, that the worst things in life, in the world, in our lives are never going to be the last things, because God is at work always to give new life. Well, thank you for watching this episode, and I've hoped you've gained something about God during Holy Week. And I pray that we continue to walk forward together with God and to explore just the beauty of resurrection, the beauty of new life, and of good news that God is doing in our lives and in the world. Thank you all very much. Bye for now.